Okay, friends, we have started, and I was just trying to get my things set up here. I hope I'm not too close to the camera, but I am wired again, so because of that I have to have my camera fairly close. I do want to start this challenge. Welcome to the Great Craft Room Challenge. On this side of the room, we were over on the other side with the craft table the last few days and over the weekend. So it's still in the same state it was yesterday with my FFOs sitting on there, and I still haven't threaded my serger, but other things are going on around the house and life, so I guess when I get back to it I will. But for the challenges anyways, I do want to continue recording noticeable things that we're doing. And like I said yesterday, my goal in the next week, I'm hoping, is to have all of my books and patterns situated. I mean, I have high hopes of getting this whole desk cleaned off, and even this craft table. I'm debating on whether to take the craft table and the cutting table and combining the two into one big table. So I'm not quite sure if that'll happen in the next week or not, but once I get this cleaned off, it might happen that as I'm cleaning things that I might go ahead and see size wise if that's a possibility or not. And all my cutting table and craft table is 4 bookshelves that have 6 cubbies and the 2 IKEA tops. So I'm thinking if I put the 4 bookshelves on each corner, and then the small little ones that I have in between there can just kind of tuck under, as well as my ironing station that I want to do, and still be able to stand around it and do my cutting and crafting all at one big space. So that's probably a high goal, but I'm hoping that's kind of what it'll work out if the sizing fits in this room with the stuff that I have on the walls. But for today's challenge anyways, I want to start clearing this off. So it's 10:45 right now, a little after, so just a little past 11. I'll stop and see where I'm at. What's probably going to happen though is as I'm taking things off, I might be using the cutting table to hold things until I figure out what I want on this desk. I know I want my computer to go on here, as well as probably maybe this stacker. I'm not certain yet, but like I said, with all these books, and if you could see the other part of my house, I have tables out there set up. So what might happen with the patterns anyway is the table that I have set up in the kitchen might get all my patterns, so that on another time I can be in there sorting all the patterns into their binders, just so that they're out of the way and I can still make progress here in this space. These are just shoe racks, and I actually have a couple larger ones. Depending on if the center craft cutting table combines into one, I might be able to make something over there on the wall for my books, so that they're not all stuffed, because I think I have too many books to fit in my upper cabinets on that side. So I guess all that to say, we're going to get started on that for the next 2 weeks, and hopefully by the end of this we'll have somewhere for my books and my binders with all my patterns in this room, because I want everything functional and able to get to. I don't want to have to go to another room to find things. And then a desk space, as well as I've always struggled with a cutting space that's large enough, so I'm hoping if I combine those 2 tables, that when I am doing my sewing and cutting, that I'll have a functional space for that. So we'll be back in 15 minutes, and we'll see how much of this stuff I can move away so that we can actually see the desk. Okay, friends, not sure I can get on camera or not, and sorry for all the movement. Let me set you down for a minute. It has been 15 minutes. Sorry if you're all crooked here. And I'm going to swing you around here for a second. Like I said, a couple things got put on here for hold. And then if you look over there, I should close my closet door so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. Ooh, I don't want to pull you over. I just realized I'm wired. I always forget. I can't go very far with my thing. Anyway, if you can see over there in the cupboards, the green magazine holders, a few of the notebooks, I just went ahead and put them up in the cupboards for now until we start organizing the patterns. The craft things that were in that cupboard, I went ahead and put in the craft closet in the hallway. That might have to be separate from this craft room challenge since it's not in the craft room. But for now I put they were markers and things like that that were on stackable things. They're in the hall closet for now so that I could actually put the magazines that were up here over in one area. I just didn't want to put them in a bunch of different places. So since that's going to be one of our focus areas, then that can wait till we get this figured out. So besides that, I went ahead, these rings were sitting here, it's empty now. I stuck them back in my ring containers where I put them. And like I said, I'm not sure where this tower is going to go. I'm hoping to keep it here on the desk. But now this is free to take off because it just takes up so much space on the desk. And I'm thinking if it's not on here, I could probably actually put a computer in the corner and maybe leave a paper tray here. These boxes are pretty much empty, but my plan, and I'm still working at it, is to put the colors, green, gray, white, and pink of, I don't know what you call it, scraps of material after I cut off a piece and there's some left over. My plan is to cut them into, squares or certain size squares for future scrap quilts and stuff like that. So I can actually even just take these and stack them in the closet in the hallway for now, since they're empty currently. I mean, there might be, there's a couple in that one where I made some placemats and I had some Dresdens left over. So that's kind of my plan for these boxes, and these are boxes from IKEA. Great storage. And if oops, it's 11 o'clock. That's a little behind though. It's actually 11:05. So yeah, that was a 15-minute project there. I actually am surprised that I was able to get it cleared off. These are just some twinkle lights that I had lit up over here. I probably won't be doing that again. It's more clutter, and I'm trying to be less clutter. So I'll just put these in the craft room or laundry room where I keep my craft lights and things for seasons. And I had originally had it out here at Christmas time. I had a little Christmas tree up here, and they were the lights from that. I just never put them away. So I think for today's challenge, since my granddaughter's on her way here, it's Granddaughter Day, I'm going to call this done for today. And tomorrow when we come back, it might look a little different because I'm hoping later today to get back in here and try and figure out the craft table and things like that. So I might be doing a little in between these 15-minute craft challenges just so that I can make progress. But I am pleased with where I'm at. I'll probably just take the shoe rack out of here for now and put it back in my closet, in my master closet, so that the desk is totally empty, and I'll post some pictures probably in here or at the end of what the desk looks like without it on it. A lot more space, so I am enjoying that. I did have to say these challenges have done a lot in the regards, not just for the craft room, I'm always organizing and putting things away, it seems, or trying to figure out better space saving areas. And I've been in my closet, I've done my jewelry. It's been kind of crazy what this little bit of a challenge for this last, 2 weeks that we've been doing has caused me to want to be more that way throughout my house. I mean, I used to keep stacks of, like over the weekend, if I take jewelry with me, I would just pile it up on my dresser or something, and I wouldn't put it away. But so this challenge the other day, I was in there organizing where I want things a little neater looking, and then every day at the end of the day when I take my jewelry off, I actually put it away so it's not getting just stacked somewhere. So again, I appreciate you following along, and we will be back again tomorrow for another challenge, and have a great day. Okay, I had a little more time after baby left today, and I wanted to come in and just share what I did. More space and much more. Let's stop this if I can. There, sorry. I went ahead and just kind of lined these up in the back. The book shoe shelf that I had was actually came way out here, so there was like not very much space. So now I have a more feasible area if I want to, you know, take a magazine or a book or make notes. I can easily do that. My supplies are still in here neatly. I did bring over my record player. It's also a speaker, so I haven't plugged it in yet, but if grandbaby wants to listen to records, I can do that. The file folder, I'm hoping to put my notebooks in here that I am currently going to be using with quilting and things like that. So this and my happy planner will most likely be on that tray. My computer up here in the corner. I'm not sure if I'm happy with it or not, but this is kind of the way I'm going to leave it for now. Since we got all the things off of here, I want to use this as a functional desk, so I am very pleased with that. We still have the patterns to sort, and we'll keep going with that. And then, like I said earlier today about the craft table and the cutting table, I need to do some measurements, and then I'll know if I have enough space to walk around it with the sewing machines on that wall and that unit on that wall. I don't want to be squeezing through, but if there's enough room to walk around and have those two combined as one table, I'm thinking that's probably my plan for now. So I will continue again tomorrow. Today's June 13th. I actually got my calendar up to date because I think it said the 2nd. So I need to get on a regular daily basis to change that, but it's just a little magnet board that I have, and then I can easily see what my supplies are here. These are things that are used most often. Papers, if I need to jot down a note, send a note, that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to have that kind of a surface in here to even upload my videos and things like that. Is what my plan was, why I did this. So I still have made a little bit more of a mess. I can kind of share what's stacked over here, but we'll get it put away on the cutting table. And like I said, if I can take these apart, I can actually lift you up here. Maybe I can do that without jostling you too much. So I don't know, I mentioned the end pieces are just bookshelves. I don't want to trip. And then these two bookshelves with the two IKEA tops. So plan would be, if I can back up here, and you can kind of see my floor space right now. It's pretty wide. I mean, I can easily get through here. So I'm thinking if I put each of these on an end and then these two tables or toppers on top of each other side by side, I'm thinking the width of from here to here, cutting it in half, of course, and so I'm thinking it's going to come out to about here. So I don't know if I'll be happy with that much of a space to walk around the table. Of course, if I'm going to sew at this machine, it might be a little tricky. So that's just things I have to think about if I really want to take all this apart. And then, like I said the other day, with my ironing board, this is a toy got brought in here by my grandbaby. But what you do is you take an ironing board like this, and then of course this top will come off, and I'll have to take out the things that are in here now. They're just mostly eyeglasses and more things that need to be fixed that are broken, so they can actually go up on the finished objects table. Got to finish fixing things. But you lay the ironing board on top of this and fasten it onto the ends, and then this becomes your ironing station at each of your areas that you want to roll it to and use your irons at, with that ironing board, as well as the iron can be stored on one of the shelves, and I've got some mini irons under there as well for that. So that's going to be the next week or two, the plans, as well as, like I said, if I can move this desk, then I will have this whole area in front of the window to think about all my patterns and things on a shelf. What shelf is the question. I don't really want to purchase anything, so that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. But that way some of the shelving up there can be used for like those scrap baskets that I put in the craft closet for materials, or even taking some of the stuff down from up there so that I can actually reach it. I would love to have maybe my fabrics and stuff in there. That might be, I'm just thinking out loud here, but cross-stitch fabrics available in the reachable, so I don't always have to get my step ladder to get up there. The sewing machine will stay there because that is my main machine where I sit and sew. If I do use these other machines behind me, I have stools here. So the two singers, the two black singers, are the ones that I've used so far. I've still not used the pink one, so space-wise for a cutting table, I might sacrifice that. And even I can actually take this sewing machine out of this area if I needed to, but we'll see. We'll see how far we get, but I am very pleased with the process today. And we will get back to the challenge tomorrow. It'll most likely be cleaning all this off of the tables and then figuring out the patterns. So we will talk to you again tomorrow.